Hey everyone, how's it going? Oh, that was a rhetorical question.
Welcome to Crypto Night in Canada. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Lightning will strike twice tonight, folks, for those of you following the game.
Boy, oh boy,
Game 2.
Oh boy.
I got Hockey Night in Canada on behind me to at least track the score, but we'll see what happens. They got wiped last time, totally wiped. Embarrassing.
Excellent. Well, welcome everybody. We got Ken, the Great White Vapor, in the house tonight. We got Ryan Hemsley from the HiRye channel, and who knows who else will join us on this night before Canada Day. This is amazing. So, I can see Candace is here. Hi, Candace, and Chris and Sukan and Blackburn. I'm not sure who else is signed in here, but welcome, welcome, welcome. We got 14. Hey, that's pretty exciting. I wasn't sure if we'd get anybody tonight. I thought every good Canadian would have a beer can in their hand, and we're kicking back. No?
We'll see what happens.
Hey, there's Michelle and Jason. How you doing? Go Habs, go! Yeah, for all our Montreal Canadian fans, this is a night to. I think I've heard they're going to come back tonight.
Who?
The Canadians.
Well, of course, it's game 2.
See, Riley Mack says he's got a beer can in hand, and Jason Spooner says he's doing both. Good Canadian boys. That's the way this goes. So, there's Vedran. How are you?
Hey, man.
Oh, Sukan's doing some hustling tomorrow. He's going to buy some dips. There you go. Nice.
It used to be beer and chips. Now it's beer and crypto, as Jason says.
Did you guys notice at the end of the day, actually, just because he's talking about buying some dips, crypto's been decent over the last 2 or 3 days, but did you guys notice at the very end of the day, Hive just like blew up all of a sudden with some massive purchase? It went from pretty stagnant all day, and then right at the last half an hour, it went up about 15%. And then the last 15 minutes, or maybe it's the first hour, went up 15%. Last half an hour went down to about plus 5%. But there was that massive volume spike last day of the quarter, so I wonder if it had anything to do with that. But
it could be that Hive may be feeling the effects of everyone slowing down in China.
Yeah, we were watching that earlier tonight for sure.
You never know. Hive and Hut may feel. I mean, someone's got to pick up the slack, right? I mean, the hash rate is dropped tremendously, and maybe this is the time when these guys are going to start to shine because maybe there's some angle that they're going to get in on. I don't know.
Yeah,
and I mean, in stocks, you normally see some sort of action, whether it's up or down, coming into a long weekend, regardless, right?
Yeah, and Canada Day, everything's going to be like, I wonder too if it was that pre-push before a holiday here in Canada, because our markets are closed with respect to Hive and all of that. Because, when we were doing that comparison chart, so many people who are more stocks on the mind as opposed to crypto, they'll freak out when they look at Hive. They're like, worst thing ever. But then they'll go buy crypto, and the market went through the same reduction. Like Hive is only down the exact same amount that crypto is down. We just saw the comparison the other day, actually. Hive's outperforming Bitcoin. So it's a unique mindset that I think getting used to stocks and crypto being the same thing as opposed to kind of two separate accounts. But I don't know. Hive just went through a weird thing at the end of the day. I thought it was interesting. I was trying to figure out what it was, but
I still haven't given up on it. I've still got it in my portfolio in stocks.
Greg, man, I was thinking that when it hit profit, I would get rid of it in my TFSA. I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it. Like, if anything, I'm just slowly averaging down into it. Because if I believe in crypto side of things, then why wouldn't I believe in Hive? It continuously just buys into it, invests into it. It's the same thing. So I'm not going to sell my crypto. I'm not going to sell my Hive. I've decided that. But it sucks when we all got caught in the hype 2 months ago at the freaking peak. It's when a lot of us are getting excited about certain things. Yeah, it sucks a little bit. I'm only about $1 away from break even on it, so it's not too bad.
Jason Spooner is making a comment here tonight on the Sheepcoin millionaire, Ken.
Okay, Ken.
Give us an update.
Here's your spotlight.
Well, I listened to the AMA. They had a Ask Me Anything event yesterday with the creator.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, NFTs is what they're going to be working on right now, and something also called Incubator. I haven't had a chance to look it up. what incubator does. So if anybody here knows what incubator is, please post it to keep us all in the loop.
Haven't
But
heard of incubator.
Shiba Swap itself is supposed to be coming out. Like all the beta testing's done. So I don't know if they're just trying to do a big media hype before they release it. Like I was saying before, they're trying to do a thing right now where if you're a holder between Canada Day and the 31st of July, to not sell your coins at all, just hold them. That allows other people to come in and buy and essentially causes the price to be pushed up. That's what they're looking at. Who will do it? I don't know.
What's it? I haven't been following it. What's the price at now?
Cheap still.
Oh,
0.0 times a bunch
yeah,
of
it's
zeros.
hard to put it into a perspective.
So it's less than a penny a piece.
I think
gotcha.
1 million's worth $8. I think it is right now, roughly.
Maybe we should get some.
we have some.
We do? Did you buy some?
You guys
Sniper.
own some Shiba.
Seriously?
Nice.
No, we've had it for a while.
Stop it! How come you didn't tell me? I have not put it in the book.
That's the same reason I don't play hide and go seek with you.
Oh, you are bad. You're bad.
Yeah,
How much?
we've got $1.5 million.
So we've got $8 worth.
No,
Yay!
$12 worth.
$12.
Nice.
So the idea is
I
once
spent a little bit more than that for it, though.
The idea is when Shiba Swap comes out, you'll be able to stake them and make more Shiba. You'll be able to dig bones, which bone is their next token. It's part of the liquidity pool. It's just like Sushi Swap. You know how Sushi Swap has their own and Uniswap has their own. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create their own decks for swapping and for staking and liquidity and NFTs and this incubator thing.
I am not buying anything else. This is it. It's Shiba, and I've got my.
You say that, but
Did
you
you
told
do
me a
anything
couple
about
of
that?
weeks ago that you weren't buying anything else then, for heaven's sakes.
Did you do anything about that Binance, or Bitcoin Cash thing the other day? No.
Nope. I'm not. I'm not buying anything. I haven't bought anything in a. Sorry, I lied. I bought more. What did I cash out of? Oh,
I don't know. You're very mysterious. I have no idea what's been going on over here when I'm not here paying attention.
It's like you're a new person. She doesn't even know you.
I know. I've seen. Look at what I'm doing. I have to write it all down in the purple book now. Check on what we've got in Shiba here.
She doesn't know I rip those pages out at night.
Oh gosh. Anyways, we have a couple of
I
comments.
haven't finished answering the question.
You're slow. Answer the question.
You just called me slow. Now, I had some USDT hanging around, so I went and bought more Theta.
You did?
Do you have any
Oh,
tea
yeah.
fuel? Did you grab any tea
No,
fuel?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't.
When you get a chance,
So-
get some.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, I think, live tonight, because Haas is still traveling the Rockies, here he is, Mr. Nate Palmatier.
Yay! Hi, Nate.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Hey,
Look at you in your new farmhouse.
Hey, I hate to say this, Nate, but there's a cow in your field.
Yeah.
How are you?
There it is.
Hey, I was just out in Park Hill yesterday.
That's where I am. I'm just north of Park Hill.
Are you on what road are you? Oh, okay, never mind.
So I'm off. Yeah, I'll give you my address right now.
Yeah, because I'm at Narren and Center.
Okay, nice.
But I came up off the 402. I came up.
He doesn't know. He's new there.
I came up off the 402.
Oh man. So welcome, Nate. Are we finished playing Guess Where I Was? Anyways, hi, how are you? How's your new place? Tell us.
Good. Yeah, it's such a weird scenario. So we're actually purchasing a farm property that's going to be severed. So it's originally like 1,000 acres, but
Whoa.
it's going to be severed down to like 3 acres for us, like for our house. So the farmer's actually letting us stay in the house for free until the whole severance goes through. So
Wow.
pretty unique experience. But
What's
yeah,
happening
we
to the
had
rest of
to,
the 1,000 acres?
He's farming it. He's like a cash crop
Oh.
guy. So he's
Okay.
it's all cash crop. So yeah, he's farming that. So the past couple of weeks we've been basically painting our old house, which actually is only the house is only a year and a half old. So it was just because it was matte paint and the kids put fingerprints all over the place. So we've been painting that, and me and my wife painted the whole freaking thing. And yeah, that's what we've been doing, driving back and forth and painting the house and getting it ready. And so it's listed now. We've had 15 showings so far.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we're holding offers till July 5th. So yeah.
Oh man. Well, you
very
should
good.
go. It should, if it's like everything else, it should go zippity doo dah. And a really good friend of mine, Lori, who just made a comment. Hi, Lori and Scott. Lori and Scott are in that area too. They just bought a place. They left the Milton area and went down there as well. It's a big hot happening area, clearly.
Yeah, and I was up in Grand Bend. I have this client all over the place.
And that's down near where you are, right, Ken? Ken, have you met
Yeah.
Nate before?
No, I haven't met him, but I did catch his video the other day. That was kind
There
of
you
Just
go.
remember, you can't shake hands. It's COVID.
Yeah, no shaking hands. That's it. And obviously, Nate, you know Ryan because
Where are
you're it's great to have you guys. We were just, I don't even remember what we were talking about. It's so exciting to have you here. See, I wasn't paying attention. But I thought maybe we would jump in and chat a little bit tonight about the inflation story that's happening. And I know it's the ever favorite topic that Ryan doesn't like talking about, but I do have I got some stuff. I wanted to read it. And then it does relate back to crypto. If everybody's okay to talk about this, I got this from. This comes to me. I get industry news from food service side of things, and this one was unpacking the labor crisis at the front lines is news from Technomics. Technomics is where we get a lot of our data from. And it sheds some light into the details of the latest roadblocks, and best of all, provides some recommendations on what operators can do about it. Now, this relates to food service, but it doesn't just relate to food service. It relates to everything in general. So the restaurant industry is not alone in its struggle to fill job openings. Total job vacancies in the United States increased to 9.3 million in April from 8.3 million in March. Highlights the fierce competition from other industries for available workers. Operators cite employment challenges are attributed to unemployment subsidies. So restaurants are receiving applicants, but very few applicants are appearing for the interview because a job application is a requirement for receiving unemployment benefits. So far, 25 states have withdrawn several months earlier from federal unemployment programs in an effort to spur greater participation in the workforce. This is the second point. Affordable and reliable childcare. So 1 out of 5 childcare centers remains closed, and finding workers is challenging, exasperated by concerns that children have not yet been approved for vaccinations. And the third big concern was more than 25% of American adults say they do not intend to get vaccinated. For many industries, this means they are eliminated from the job pool. So then it goes on, it says, many former restaurant employees have found work elsewhere, getting benefits, better hours, tuition, and higher wages. There was a bunch of other things. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics also projects the number of teens in the labor force, a traditional pool of candidates in the industry, will drop by over 660,000 people over the next 10 years. So I guess we're not having enough children outside of Nate. Industry reputations. The USA food industry has long been known for high turnovers, transient workers, and in some cases, unprofessional management practices. Then you add in multiple other cost pressures are rising. Commissions for third-party providers, we all know, like Uber Eats and all that sort of stuff, packaging costs, off-premise fulfillment costs, higher food cost, and transportation, sanitation expenses. So then they give a whole ton of recommendations for how they can combat this, and I'm not going to get into that. Then after getting this, then I sat on a call today that talked about our freight charges. We get charged freight to take product from So say we have loads dropped into Milton here of one product that's come across the border, then we will put them on our trucks and we'll transport them into Montreal or over into Winnipeg and all that jazz. Our freight charges, our freight costs have just gone up since this time last year, 35%. And they're estimating it's going to go up another 10% before the end of the summer. So we're going to have to start passing that cost on to the onto the food. Like we're going to have to charge more for the food. It just goes on and on and on and on. And so I find it really interesting and frustrating when I see the government posting that it's transitory. I think it's here. I think it's here. And we're just, I just want to throw it out because this is all the more reason. This is exactly why this time last year we got into crypto, was for this. This is what I was predicting was going to happen. Anyways, what do you all think of what I just said?
I'm just
How deep do you want to dive into that?
Well, Nate, are you able to speak, sorry, just for all the viewers too, closer to your mic kind of thing? I can't, on my end, I can't hear.
He's got it.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
A lot better, yeah. No, sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say how deep do you want to dive into this? Like we can touch on a little thing here and there and why prices are increasing. And I think my comment on the fact that transportation is increasing is because of fuel costs increasing. We have a carbon tax that was introduced that increased fuel costs even more. So trucks don't run on air. They run on fuel, and those costs are going to increase more and more, and that's just going to get passed down more and more. And I was in the transportation kind of industry before, and it's going to get passed on. But yeah, I don't know. I think the government is kind of sandbagging the whole thing and just saying, inflation isn't bad, because they don't want to scare people. Because once people get scared and they start running the banks and saying, let's get all our money out or something like that, like that's not good. That's not good at all, right? So they do want to kind of hedge and kind of hold back a little bit so that people don't get freaked out. Because your average Joe that's not really into economics of everything and watching everything is going to freak out really quick and go buy like 10 truckloads of toilet paper or something, right?
Yeah, we don't need that. There's plenty of toilet paper. I think you're right on that. I guess I only bring it up. I know it's a big subject to delve into, and I don't mean for it to be a scary topic. I mean for it more to be informational, in and of the fact that having some information helps us to make decisions for ourselves personally, because I think what the hardest thing for people is they feel blindsided by things. And I don't want people to feel blindsided, because all the signs and signals are out there if you just stop and look at what's happening. But we're not being told the whole story. And it's to your point, Nate, it's because the government doesn't want us. It doesn't want us to be scared and run scared. But we need to be informed. There's running scared, and then there's being informed and making informed decisions, right?
Absolutely.
I read an article. The Canadian government wants all electric vehicles by 2035.
2035.
Yeah.
Trucks and cars.
But they're going to have to do some massive infrastructure to the current grid to
Petrocan's the only one that's got the stuff sort of half quasi Cuomo across Canada with charging stations.
Yeah, but how's everybody going to afford a vehicle? Like, by that time, is a $75,000 electric car going to be worth 32 like normal cars are nowadays, brand new, or what? Well,
we're going to be like El Salvador, and Elon's going to come in and give everyone a Tesla.
Well, it's stupid enough. He's got that new Tesla. Yeah, he's got that new design Tesla, which will be really cheap. It's like a hatchback. It's bigger than the Hyundai Accent, but it kind of looks like a Hyundai Accent kind of thing. But that's apparently going to be really, really cheap, and hoping to have a 300-mile range. So I can't see 2035 is based on who's in power right now, yada, yada, yada. That'll probably be pushed on and on and on. Mm-hmm. I can't see 2035 being realistic at all. I was listening to something interesting about EVs too. I know this is slightly off topic, but the goals and aspirations of these governments or companies are really totally irrelevant given the amount of lithium that they're able to even produce right now. Even by going advanced with brine, they're not even going to be able to satisfy their goals and lofty ambitions. So these numbers mean really nothing. They're going to now tax the hell and levy the hell out of absolutely anything gas. They're going to just destroy it and make it nonsensical for you to own gas. But then you're not going to have any EVs to buy, because they don't have enough batteries to satisfy the market. So you're still going to see elevated prices go on for so long. It really just, I mean...
Well, and what about the power struggle, to your point, Ken, about they don't have the infrastructure to handle this? I mean, look what happened in poor Texas when the power grid went down. I mean, it was a disaster. They just don't have enough power to power cars all day, every day.
Well, not only that, but I mean, look at all the dirt that's going on right now about how much, Bitcoin is not friendly and stuff like this. Now you're going to put in charging stations, quadruple your footprint of cars that require electricity, which burns carbon, or which burns, you know what I'm saying? It's like, isn't that kind of hypocritical?
If
there's the radiation given off by the wiring too, right?
Radiation.
Isn't there radiation that's given off by hydro wires?
Oh, no wonder it's a glowing report.
Number one. Nailed it. Nailed it out of nowhere. 22 minutes.
You're all picking up on it very quickly.
You guys are kind of segueing into like a bit of crypto topic here with Bitcoin and energy, right? So the legacy banks, they burn so much energy right now. And even though they're touting that Bitcoin is, this terrible energy burner, look at how much it costs for people to run banks every day, to run the current financial system. Why aren't they talking about that? Why aren't they talking about how much energy that's burning? Forget about how much Bitcoin's actually using, hydropower, solar power, how they're shifting over to these things. I don't know. Maybe you guys can talk about that a little bit, about how much more energy efficient Bitcoin can be, rather than, them just saying one thing and then people holding on to it.
Yeah, but the banks, their lights are like LEDs now, right? So you don't have to say nothing.
Oh, boy.
There's the right there, right? Yeah.
Well,
I've never actually heard that comparison brought up on YouTube or anywhere else. I've always hear about the power consumption stuff with Bitcoin and crypto. I never hear the direct comparison to the alternative, the fiat currency system. I never hear that comparison. So
if you take every bank that exists on the earth and, power them for whatever they're open for, 10, 12 hours a day, that's more power being used than it is by the miners.
That's not even considering that the online banking, the computers used to do online banking, the call centers, all of that stuff that's open once those walk-in stuff, that's not even comparable to
the servers.
I bet what's not even comparable is the amount of fuel people spend. Energy. Oh, I got to get headphones, guys. Sorry, I can't even tell when I'm talking or when someone else is talking. I got to get headphones on one of these things. But sorry, Ken, no clue what you were just saying. All I was saying, like, without even counting the actual buildings and offices themselves, the amount of fuel for the workforce to even get there, I'm sure it's I'm sure it's astronomical. Sorry, Ken. Again, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, I just said the servers, all the mainframes and servers, they take huge amount of energy to store all our data on it, right? So, and then, you mentioning the workers getting to work as well, burning fuel to get to work,
Yeah. You want to know?
You guys know? Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to say, HiRye workers. So I'm looking up TD Bank right now. TD Bank has 89,000 employees. 89,000 employees. So none of those employees, are they flying to work? Like, how are they getting to work? Are they walking? Are 89,000 employees walking to work? No, they're not walking to work. They're using vehicles. And I don't understand this 2035 electric vehicle. How are they even going to get it? They need to use diesel ships to bring the lithium across the ocean.
Nate,
exactly.
Nate, if you think about it, Nate, these people working from home are consuming more electricity because now their air conditioning's going, now their lights are on, when normally that stuff wouldn't be on during the day when they're at work. at the bank, which is still running on top of all of that with its lights and air conditioning on. So in fact, I'm not going to say doubling it because that's probably not an accurate number, but they're definitely increasing it by the workers staying home because the consumption at home is consuming more when they wouldn't be at home using it because they'd be at the office anyway. The office is still running whether it's got someone in the chair or not.
So there.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Okay, we watched. Does any of you guys watch Kitco? Do you watch any of Kitco on YouTube? Do you ever watch any of their stuff?
No.
Okay, so we watched an episode tonight before the show, and it was the gal. I don't even know who the gal was. It's not the normal person. She was interviewing
Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars.
Do you remember Pawn Stars from
He's in Vegas?
Discovery Network or one of those ones? You remember that? Okay.
Rick Harrison, yeah. So
the reason that we watched this episode was he was talking a lot about gold and silver. And he would get gold bullions and silver coming in, and people pawning it all the time. And he's a big proponent to hard gold and hard silver. And he made a couple of really interesting comments. He said, we should not, as a society, want the price of gold to go up $100,000 because that means things have gone extremely wrong in the rest of the world. So I thought that was an interesting statement. And I thought, yeah, it's true. If it went up to $100,000, it would be an ounce. We'd be in big, big troubles. But he also then said it was very, very, very hard to get silver nowadays, like extremely difficult to get silver. And it goes along with the narrative of what we were just talking about, like to what Ryan said about needing lithium batteries for these electric vehicles. It's going to require some silver. Don't they run on? It
conducts.
Almost all electronics have it, like silver being one of the most conductive metals in the world. The deeper we get into tech, the more we're going to need silver. Like I love silver. I love it.
It sits in this little box.
We know it's in his treasure chest.
It's in my box. It's in my pirate chest.
It's in his pirate
pulls
chest.
Pulls out this big brick of silver.
And his Princess Di article. We know, Ryan. We love it.
All these old magazines, it's all my good stuff and silver. And all my good stuff. Yeah.
You're gonna get with some chick, and she's gonna find these old videos of us doing this, and she's gonna go immediately to that treasure chest box to see what's in there.
Yeah, it's not gonna be for the article on Diana either.
Is it?
Over.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
How could you even lift it? Are you making
It's a can of silver paint, honey.
It's digital silver. It's digital silver.
Oh, it's digital silver. It's digital silver.
Well, you know that Haas is pretty bullish on Pox Gold. So
yeah, what do you guys think about that, Rye? What do you think about like a silver pegged crypto?
I just don't. And I'm totally wrong on this, and I think I've been soured by the one-to-one BS. With respect to it really all depends on the individual's accounting practices and yada yada. So I think I've been soured with one of the stable coins, and now I'm not interested in PAX whatsoever. Like So
you're worried about the reapothecation of the items. Is that what you're saying?
Now it's that it's all coming out. I don't know why it's blowing up all over the place, but I don't know. I'm never gonna have a digital receipt of an ounce of gold as opposed to an ounce of gold in my hand. Like I will never do that. I will pay the same for both, and I'd rather have it in my hand. I can if I want, you can unload silver and gold like this on Facebook, anywhere you want. Like you can get rid of it at stores. You go to your bank. Like there's no scenario where I would take paper silver, like.
So where do you buy your silver, for instance? If you were to go tomorrow and go, I want some silver, I'll go to the silver store.
Well, actually, there are places like that though, like little stores and coin places with collectibles and stuff like that. I always buy Royal Canadian Mint because it's accepted by an IRA in the United States, and it's accepted in Canada as being the purest silver ever minted. Just it's got that fourth 9 as opposed to 3 9s. So you can use it for investment purposes. So I always buy Royal Canadian Mint. So you can usually find Royal Canadian Mint at every single coin store or online at Silver Gold Bull all day. Cute dog.
I know. What's his name?
Bodie.
Bodie. That's cute. That's really cute. Farm life. Farm life. So Ryan, where do you regularly go to these places and pick up a little bit of silver?
Honestly, before this or this whole COVID thing, when I was in Ottawa, I really would like DCA in and go buy an ounce, go buy 3 ounces or of some silver maple leafs, for instance. A couple of times I bought the 10-ounce bars. I would just kind of dollar cost average my way into it, and that's it. Now with COVID, you kind of got to go to Silver Gold Bull, but there's always one brand that they're always sold out of. The one that retirement accounts will accept, the one that investment accounts will accept, Royal Canadian Mint. So you really got to, when he said it's tough to get, it's not tough to get silver, but it's tough to get silver that banks will take as collateral for an investment, which is, that's what I would want, right? At the end of the day, so it's tough to get Royal Canadian Mint silver, but if you go to Silver Gold Bull or you find your own store using that, because you could buy a Silvertown ounce or a Royal Canadian Mint ounce. You cannot go to your bank with Silvertown ounce. You can't do it. You can go with Royal Canadian Mint and use it as collateral. So anyway, silvergoldbull.com. Good luck buying it. So what he said is so on point. Remember I was telling you they're all sold out. Now they want Bitcoin to make it cheaper. And that's the funny thing. So if you buy it with Bitcoin, it's more in line with the actual market price. So you can see these two comparing markets kind of outside of fiat when they time their prices that are more accurate like that. It'd be beneficial for me to buy it in Bitcoin, but then you're giving up Bitcoin to buy it. So
well, you don't own Bitcoin.
Well, I don't own Bitcoin, but I'm just saying, you know what? It's cheaper for me though. It's just funny how the market plays like that.
What about buying the coins at the post office that they always have?
The markup, dude. You can't do it. Markup. And those are collective commemorative coins. Yeah. I used to do that for resale all the time. And it's a pure collector market in the post office. If you want silver, get the silver maple leaf 1 ounce coins or the 10 ounce, 100 ounce RCM bars. Simple as that. Move on with that. You can take it to your bank, use it as collateral. I can use my silver as collateral for a down payment on a house if I really wanted to. So that's why I stack only that brand. I don't know how we got onto this, but I'm passionate
for electric vehicles.
I do have a question about, so on CoinSquare, it shows that you can buy silver. Have you looked into that? You can buy silver and gold.
On
now,
CoinSquare?
Is that just certificates? Yeah, on CoinSquare.
I don't know, but Ryan will look it up. And while he's doing that, welcome, Tim Perry, to Crypto Night in Canada.
Is it Crypto Night in Canada?
It's Crypto Night in Canada. Dun, 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 dun. And we've got Tim. I'd like to introduce you to Nate Palmatier. And Nate, this is Tim Perry.
I basically know who it is.
Hey, buddy.
Well known, yeah. Good to have you.
So, are you liking what's going on in the world of crypto, Tim?
Yeah, I'm pretty much scaling. I've pretty much started scaling back in. I'm a little more, and I'm fully back in. I think we're going to at least get a relief rally. And I don't know. I've even got some buddies that called for a bear market that are saying if we break 41, 42, that they're going to start maybe thinking that we're going all-time high again. So it's honestly, this is the fun. I've never it's so tense right now because everybody's basically we could start heading for all-time highs soon, or we could literally go down to 15, 20K. And so many people on the
So the big story, or at least the big story in my mind, and I sort of put out in the email to everyone tonight, was Binance and how Ontario has been kicked out of the sandbox, or Binance has been kicked out of the sandbox by the regulators here in Ontario because they're not playing by the rules. And we've got till December 31st basically get out of everything, right?
Yeah. From what I understand, there's a bunch of companies that like kind of push the Ontario Securities Commission, all that stuff, into this decision. I expect every other central exchange that's big enough and dry enough volume will go down. There's rumors about KuCoin, all this. I don't think that's just FUD. I think it will all follow suit. And then UK is starting with Binance as well now. So you're about to see this is regulation type. People noticing that, cryptocurrency is a threat, and they are going to start doing this. This isn't FUD. Like sometimes the FUD is real, and people need to realize that. Everyone, oh, China this, China that. Well, why is our hash rate so low, right? Like there are things that sometimes you have to critically think about stuff. And I don't think this is that negative though, because this is just going to force people. I haven't used Binance or anything. The only thing I've used in a while is the SendX because it's my my portal into the Matic chain. But now with bridging, you don't even need that. Like if they get rid of a SendX, who cares? One of our people here wrote me the other day concerned about that, and I said, don't worry about it. There's bridging now.
So I think the question is that since we've got to sort of vamoose from Binance, where are we going? Because I don't necessarily want to cash out of some of the coins that I've got on Binance, but it looks like I'm going to have to.
No, I would presume that most of the coins that you own, like I obviously know what your portfolio is, so I won't rhyme them all off, but like you can find, like, I'm pretty sure Atomic Wallet carries stuff like Theta and stuff, maybe. I'm not sure, but there seems to be something for everything out there that you can get.
Yeah, Theta's got its own wallet. Theta's got its own wallet. You can download it.
Yeah.
Or that, or get a cold wallet, get a ledger.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be the easiest option? As much as we were kind of taking a total dump on ledgers the other day because I'm afraid of losing the key or whatever. Like, wouldn't that be the easiest way though for you guys if you've got that like wide range of all over the place?
And by the way, everyone that's listening to this, there's a link below for the Ledger Nano S, which is one.
Nice.
Let me guess, you bought that too, and you didn't tell me.
Oh, for God's sake!
So basically, we have to. So you're saying everybody, you should hold your stuff either on like on the exchange where the coin. I'm still not clear where we're supposed to hold it.
If any of you are holding a significant amount on those exchanges right now, then this is a good kick in the ass on why you should never be holding stuff on exchanges. I mean,
what are you looking at me for?
What's that?
What is she doing? She's giving me the gears.
Yeah, have a little bit of money trading and stuff, but I got caught in that KuCoin hack, and like I said, I only had $800 worth of Acropolis on there, but I didn't get to touch that for months. So even if you're protected from the hack, your money gets sit in that. But I've also been around long enough to have exchanges that got hacked that never came back again. I obviously, thankfully, didn't have any money on that, but I know many people. Like I had a buddy that one of their coins on Cryptopia, they'd have like 800,000 right now or something at the time if they had the same amount that hack went down with. So you should never ever have this. This is just, in my opinion, this is actually a bonus thing for people who have been a little careless and a little thing to not learn more about managing their money and stuff. I'll just leave it on Binance. No. And you can get all these coins like soon. I mean, you'll be able to cross-chain swap soon, so you'll be able to go cross-chain to grab stuff. Like, you don't need Binance. This is just, in my opinion, this is just going to push the narrative for DEXs and stuff faster.
Yeah. That's what I was reading. Everybody's like, throw everything into MetaMask and use DEXs.
Yeah. Like, this is, I think this is great because I think that'll flow into, all the stuff that we've been talking about. And we want people to, because, we've discussed kind of the gateway drug is Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then they get in, and then they don't want to move any further. They become Bitcoin or ETH maximalists, and they don't want to entertain any other coins. And then eventually you get expanded to this world. But so many people now are just like narrow-minded. So maybe this starts going, and people start buying up some of the coins we've been talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so just so I can make sure that for when we put the comments in after the live stream, what did you say, Ken? Dexis, DEXIS?
Yeah, DEXs. It's
DEXs.
decentralized exchanges, just short form. And then SEX are centralized exchanges.
Yeah, so like you can use Uniswap, you can use PancakeSwap, you can use DeFi, you can use Shiba Swap when it comes out.
So let me ask you, for our viewers then, why is that safe but Binance isn't? Just for our viewers.
Why is like Dexis?
Why is it going into Dexis or Uniswap?
Because you own your
a safer move than keeping it on Binance.
You own your keys.
Decentralized.
Not your keys, not your coins, guys. Number one rule in crypto: not your keys, not your coins. If your money disappears off exchanges, you don't have a fight at all for those coins. If your MetaMask gets hacked, yeah, you're usually probably screwed too. But like, at least get your private key down. If something goes wrong with the wallet, as long as you have your private keys, you can get it back. If you're hacked, you're hacked. It's a hacking is a hacking no matter what. You can get hacked on your cold wallet. You can get hacked on anything. So I'm sorry to say, but you're not safe with hacking anywhere in crypto. But just not your keys, not your coins. The basic principle of crypto. If people don't understand that, then you need to go back to square one.
I think a lot of people, like we got 45 viewers on here and we're 40 minutes in. And I think a lot of people, and I don't know, folks, those of you who are in the community right now and watching this live stream, you can, pipe in with your comments. But I think a lot of people are not realizing the importance and the just what you've said there, and they are leaving their things on exchanges.
Yep.
What?
We did.
Well, of course we did. That's why I'm asking the question.
It depends on how much. Like I said, I always have a little trading money because you don't want to go back into, if you got a cold wallet or whatever, you don't want to go back in and out because then you're paying a lot in fees. But obviously, you just don't want the main chunk of your portfolio sitting on an exchange. That's suicide.
So then the question is if people are going to move, and I guess it depends on whether it's an ETH-based coin or what the base is, but when they're going to move their stuff off of Binance, can they go directly from Binance into their cold wallet, or do they have to get it into a different currency or a different form and then put it on? Do you know what I'm saying?
Depends on the coin again, right? Like obviously Binance covers all ETH coins, so you can send an ETH, and the gas isn't that expensive now. So if you want to do that, you could do that. But stuff like Matic chain, like we had Rohit wherever he is, he had sent through the ETH chain through Binance, and you still can't do that. So his coins are somewhere out in the abyss. Like you got to be careful. But I mean, our number one, we go back to that first podcast that you guys and I did, and that the whole podcast was about safety.
Yeah,
I know.
Most people lose all their crap, or and even just passwords. How many people, like, I've still got a buddy, we don't know his passwords, and I got him in Bitcoin when it was about $4,000 in October of 2017, and we have no idea what his password is, and he had me managing it, but I didn't want to be the guy who held his password. So like the simplest stuff I find is where people lose the most money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like.
Okay.
Own your base.
Go ahead, Nate.
I just want to speak, Tim, to not Tim Perry, but the other Tim, about just like decentralized exchanges and like having like a hardware wallet, like a Ledger or a Trezor. Why do people use centralized exchanges? Because it's so cheap. It's so cheap to trade. Now, if I use like Changely or something like that, it's prohibitively expensive. It's prohibitively expensive to swap Bitcoin for Ethereum. You're just paying too much. I think that's really one of the only reasons. But once you realize how much safer it is to use a DEX than it's just risk aversion, I think. Overall, you just leave it on a centralized exchange. People think it's safe, and it's all until the exchange closes or it gets hacked or something like that. Then you're kind of in trouble. So
people get comfortable to me, and I told this, I think, one of the episodes where with Haas. When I first heard about swapping, I rejected that notion. I did the same thing as I'm preaching right now. It's like, I don't want to bother with it. It's so hard. And then I kicked myself because I missed out on Uniswap season, which I probably would have made a lot of money. And it took me 5 minutes to understand it. And I was just like, it was just my ignorance and my stubbornness. So now that I've like learned that, that's why I'm always open now. Like, okay, meme coins come along. I'm not going to hate them. I'm going to try to understand them and understand the trend. I may know that they're worthless in a sense, but there's a value for it because of community and stuff like this. You just got to see why people are like getting in on it. And obviously Nate just mentioned risk aversion. You're obviously not going to throw an entire portfolio into something like a meme coin, but you throw some fun money at it if you can. Like, I don't know. You weigh in different options, but like I said, crypto is moving very fast. And if you don't, what's that Ferris Bueller line? If you don't stop and look around a while, you might miss it. Like, that's crypto. And within the next few months, there's going to be cross-chain swapping. DeFi, obviously, tuning my favorite horn, among other stuff, cross-chain aggregation, Thorchain, stuff like this. Like, keep an eye on that stuff because that's going to level up again,
Yeah. And it's just for the new folks. There's a couple of newbies that are asking questions, and I love the newbies. So because I still feel like I'm one. And so just before we get to this one here, so DeFi, just for new folks, is that an exchange? DeFi?
It's a decentralized exchange, and right now it's just like them all. Like there's nothing that really differs from it, other than it's probably got the most legit high APY farming and we can touch on that in a sec because they just did new farming and I'm just ecstatic with what's been happening for my portfolio. But in about 3 to 4 months, they will have cross chains, and I brought it up just so I could rhyme off. This will be what you could swap chains between Binance Smart Chain, Elrond, Solana, Ethereum, Matic, Kusama, Polkadot, and Algorand. You will be able to go a one-stop shop and swap from different chains. That's massive. And then Root's going to be doing the cross-chain liquidity for that and the aggregation, which in my opinion is the biggest thing in crypto. And the next thing, like I was talking to one of your community members the other day, the cross-chain swapping, I'd put a close second in the narrative that's coming for DeFi. But Cold Wallet, summarize, how does it work? It's basically like a little USB. Just think of it like a USB, the way you get your essays or whatever you want on a USB, your pictures. You're doing that, but with crypto. And obviously you do a little different, but you take it out, put it in your shoebox and wherever under your bed, and just make sure your kids don't get near it or anything. Keep it high from them. That's my only concern is I lose those USB ports, and if I had like a kid or something, I'd be super worried. Especially a kid.
See, you need a pirate box like Ryan has, where he keeps all his gold and his silver and his Princess Di articles.
No, okay. It's magazines from when she passed, and then the magazine from 9/11. Cool stuff, guys. Listen, it's
too.
It will be worth stuff. Oh, see, Nate's going to show us
one, so he can actually show us. How big is it? I've actually never really actually.
All right, so it's the ledger guy. Yeah, it's tiny,
Nate,
right?
Ledger.
Nate, I'm curious, dude. Would you recommend the S or the X?
X. I have both, but the X is like so intuitive, so amazing. The X for sure, and it could store so much, depending on if you want more crypto or not, because the X has more memory inside of it. So with the S, you can only have 4 cryptocurrencies. Doesn't mean you have 4 cryptocurrencies forever, but you can only have 4 apps downloaded at once, and then you'd have to so if let's say you had 5, whenever you want to transfer that 5th crypto, you'd have to delete an app, add another app. Where with the X, I think it's like 24 to 30 you can have. So what this little device does is it keeps your keys safe inside, so you never have to expose them. Anytime you want to expose them, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's 2 little buttons here. And anytime you want to send a transfer, you click those 2 buttons, and it's going to send the transfer. And it asks you before you ever want to send anything. So you can use this on a decentralized exchange. You can use this with Changely. You can use this. You can stake coins with a ledger. Sometimes you have to use the native app of that coin. So one of the coins I'm into is called ARC. And so I stake my coins with ARC. And I just transfer it with this into my ARC wallet. So it's really simple and really intuitive, and you can watch so many videos on how to use it, and it's pretty safe. The best part about it is your keys are safe. Your keys are safe.
Okay, this was very good.
No one can hack into it.
And I just want to say, I don't know whether it was on this show or someone in the community, but please, 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 these are expensive, but for crying out loud, do not buy one off of Marketplace or Kijiji or anything that is a used, cheap, never out of the box deal, because it's been out of the box.
Yeah, this is
Go straight to Ledger. Go straight to Ledger. Yeah. $150. And what are you protecting? $3,000? $10,000? I don't know. Like eventually, as you dollar cost average, it's going to grow, right? So you might have $10,000 that you're not protecting. I'd protect that, guys.
You just brought up a good. Mark just. Sorry, Nate just brought up, but you brought up like a good analogy too, just like you said about protecting money. And it kind of just, I had an aha moment there about how many people like we don't protect our crypto at all compared to the way we protect our bank account, I feel like. And yet some of us have a lot more money on that side. Like we trust crypto. Maybe we're like, oh, it's decent, or like it's trying to beat the banking system. Well, it still doesn't mean that you shouldn't like be taking all these precautions. You know, it's like I've told Nancy and Tim on that first podcast ever, like have 3 different journals with your passwords written down in case you use one book.
We've got that.
Yeah, no, but some people just like, I hate to drive it home, but just I don't know, because people are going to be shuffling money around right now from Binance, clearly, because a lot of people, it seems, have their money on Binance. So it's just like, know where it's going, know your passwords, know your stuff. But we got a few questions going here. Tim, Mark. Mark, basically, well, it depends on what coins you have. So you would have to, unfortunately, research what wallets. There are so many wallets. There's Trust Wallet, Atomic Wallet, MetaMask. Those are your online kind of things. You can do what Nate had, Cold Wallet as well. So you find out which ones can hold your coins. Like Vaporware was saying, you can Data has its own wallet. Many coins have their own wallet. So you could do that. Oh, there's like a sheep right there. So yeah, like you do have to do your own research, because if you even round off all your coins to me right now, I wouldn't know which go with which because there's so many. So this is something you guys will all have to do. But the good news is most of your coins that are on Binance have somewhere off that they can sit, be it Ledger, Trezor, MetaMask, you know, all that. Obviously, you want to fine tune. You know, I don't like having more than 3 wallets where my money's sitting. So, or farming wise even. Owen, all the fees will always be paid in Matic because it's on the Matic chain. The same way that all the swaps that are on like Uniswap is on the ETH network. You pay in ETH. When you're on Binance chain, you pay in Binance. So it'll always be paid in Matic.
Was this that comment for Owen, this one?
Yeah.
Okay. There was also a couple of questions about that I wanted to scroll back up and just give for people who are asking about BlockFi. Child of the Sun was asking, is BlockFi safe to keep my coins? It's not an ignorant question or a question at all. I would say that it's safe enough because it's insured. The Winklevoss twins are insuring the custodians. The Gemini is the custodians, and I believe it's insured. So I'm not worried about what I got sitting in BlockFi. I am worried about what I got sitting elsewhere.
Are you moving your Uniswap? Do you still own Uniswap?
Us?
No. Yeah.
No, we never had it.
You never had okay.
We've never had Uniswap. We've used Uniswap to buy things,
but we've never owned it.
I'd say Uniswap's the version 3 was a complete.
I've been out forever, so
okay, good, because it's. I mean, soon it's just going to get trumped by everything else coming, all the other networks, and just version 3, like I said, was absolute garbage. I mean, half the time you go to buy anything on Uniswap, it reverts you back to version 2. So.
Candace says if she ever gets her key phrases tattooed on her, she would like to get different artists to do each one so that she'd keep them safe from the other artists.
Smart.
But I mean, KuCoin had a $150 million hack, as well as Binance had a multi-million-dollar hack. And not to give you guys confidence, well, you can't be on Binance soon anyways if you're on Ontario, but not to give you guys confidence, but both of those, everyone got their money back and their coins back because they were insured and stuff like that. But like I said, not your keys, not your coins. If you don't have your keys wherever you are, then you need to this is not layer of
Something loud went by there.
It's Ryan.
Is it Ryan?
On my end?
The
No.
motorcycle.
Oh, I don't know. It didn't sound like it on my end. Maybe it is used to it.
Guys,
Well, okay. So this.
you
Go
guys-
ahead, Nate.
Nancy, you guys mentioned insurance. Now so Binance and KuCoin got hacked, right? The exchange
Yeah.
got hacked. The
Yeah.
exchange got hacked. So when the exchange gets hacked, yes, that's when insurance kicks in. Same with BlockFi, same with Coinbase. Insurance kicks in when the exchange gets hacked.
Yeah.
If you have a
Not
weak
when your user
password,
gets that.
if you have a weak
Yeah.
password, they will not give you your crypto back. If you have a weak password and you get $100,000 taken from you, sorry,
I didn't know
it's gone.
that.
So don't think. So it's not like the bank. So with a bank, if someone I don't know rips off my credit card number, I can go back and they'll give me my money back. But with crypto, it's not the same. If the exchange gets hacked, then you're covered. But I just wanted to put that out there, just so people don't think that they can use like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 A, B, C, D and be okay.
What? That's a wrong password to have. Is that
Shit,
what
who
you're
told you
saying?
my password?
Oh man, I just gave up my password.
No, this is really, really good. I think it's I think these are important topics. Tim, I think you touched on something that I've been mulling around since you mentioned it, but that this is the beginning of regulation, and I think that that's probably on some levels may push us into further adoption of crypto.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like the cypherpunks, you know, I have that cypherpunk attitude, and I've always liked the proof of work and the stuff that like I personally will tell you that if your coin has a CEO, which most of mine do, and I'm not going to lie to myself, that I wouldn't call it like truly decentralized. You know, like I don't think Matic's fully decentralized. Bitcoin would be, maybe a couple others, Raven coin that I can think of, but there's most coins, if they've got people running it, you're not fully, you can't call it decentralized, but I irk at the thought of like, oh God, you want it to be adopted to a point, but you just don't want the people that we've literally revolted against to be the ones that are going to regulate and probably have the upper hand on us again with it.
Goes against the whole idea of it.
Exactly. The cypherpunk,
And all that is the government just sticking their hands in your freaking pockets again.
Exactly. But I mean, like where's Twin World? He's been talking, and he's been like, he's basically, me and Twin World are basically like gelling on the same wavelength now because well, he just mentioned all the new farms. Like, I don't know when adoption comes whether we'll still get these same APYs, but like I said, 8 months ago, you were considered a degenerate to find a farm with like 800%, and you know, you'd had to be in and out because you didn't know if that site would be around. I know Nate's obviously advocated like being safe on those, but now you've got these like, you know, and who's to say they could still run away, but like more legit places, and DeFi's offering like I'm not going to get into how much I'm making a day right now just farming, but it's absurd. And it's gone up in the last 3 weeks. And if we get this run, then it's going to be double absurd, which means I can take a lot of profits out soon and still be flying. And I've you know, metaphorically told you guys this before. Well, not even metaphor. I walk around now in grocery stores and stuff, and I just absolutely laugh at some of these people who, you know, like my friend just wrote me today. She's crying about her life and all this. And I had to boast to her. I'm like, I make this much a day doing because I've tried to get her in so many times, and she got in and she just went lazy. And she's like, oh, I took a hit. I'm like, you didn't listen to me when I told you so. You didn't listen to me when I did this. It's your own fault. Like, I'm sorry. You got to work for money still. Crypto's not just going to bend over and like give it to you. But if you go out, look for it, go farm hopping, do this, know when to like measure the markets. You're not always going to be up, but like you can navigate the waters. And if you're complaining about your life and your job, and you think that this is that this can help, and then you complain that this isn't helping, well, then in my opinion, you're doing something wrong.
Well, there you go. Marlone has asked, I want to try this LP and farming thing, but I got a question before. If I create a pair, is it possible to get my coins in single assets, and how, if yes? She's young. She's a newbie. I think it's a she, trying to learn. Sorry. So
I'm a little like just kind of like get coins back in single assets. So I don't know how, I don't know exactly what she or he means by that, but I'll explain it in the best way I can. You literally have to pair up the two coins. So let's say you want to add liquidity to Root and DeFi. You have to you have to take $100 worth of Root, $100 worth of DeFi, and then you add the liquidity, and it creates an LP token pair. At the end, though, if you cash that back out, you may have more of one than the other, because as prices fluctuate, it always goes 50-50 to the price. So it's still trying to give you, if Root goes really high, really fast, you're going to end up with more DeFi at the end of it. So you have to, and that's called impermanent loss. And I've gotten hit on some of my LPs, but I did the math and I still made more. I still made money because of the coins that I was farming. I made more coins farming and stuff like that. But sometimes a permanent loss, if you're just doing an LP, can be a BITCH. You got to be careful with that. Like I said, there's Impermax, which I mentioned earlier, that is last week, that is basically making it so like no impermanent loss anymore, but they're a really small coin, so I'd be wary keeping your money on there. But yeah, so when you take you get single, and you get rewards. So in the LP for most coins, you usually get rewarded in one asset, and it's usually for the coin on that that is that site. So if you're doing DeFi, you mostly are earning DeFi from the farm. So you want to make sure usually that you're in some exchange, or like, if you're on 1inch or Sushi Swap too, and you're earning Sushi Swap, that's a good coin that is going to be around. So you generally want to go farming where you know that you're getting coins that are going to be around for a while, or else then it's no point. Then you farm for no reason, right? But you don't get your single assets back. So when you cancel your LP, you get
where'd they go?
Your two coins back.
This happened a few days ago to me, I think.
We're done.
So I don't know. Yeah, no, they'll be able to pop back on it. Like,
yeah, the nuts are taking over the nut house now.
All right, guys. So let's talk about what we really wanted to talk about.
F this, F that.
No, seriously,
The
I think
channel
they'll be
is
back
banned.
on. Oh, they're back.
Oh,
Okay.
Mom, they're back.
I touched something. Sorry, I wanted to go. What happened? No, I did not hear anything you said. So if you said something mean, I will.
I got mean, but we were discussing.
I didn't mean that, guys. I really didn't.
No, I wanted.
You won't have a show next week.
I do. Oh, geez. I wanted to go back to something that Twin World said. He was talking about, it was Twin World, or it was, they were talking about all the new farms, and you mentioned it too. Oh, here, a chunk of my funds. I just wanted to post this up so that everybody else can see that these are what you can pair together. Matic with ETH, route to USDC, my Matic and DeFi. These are all the pools, correct?
Those are not all the pools. There's so many more pools, and there's so many different pools. There's like dual staking pools where you get both coins that you're farming. Those are the ones that he's in. And actually, funny enough, I'm in every single. Well, actually, the Matic. No, I'm not in Matic ETH, but the Root USDC right now, you're getting 700% APY, and it's been holding for a while. Yeah, the Matic DeFi one, I got in right at the day it opened. And I only got in with a 1,500 on each side pair. Okay, so 3K. So yeah, okay, for some people maybe too much, but 3K, and it was about, oh god, it was up there, 1,900% APY, and I was getting close to 100 DeFi a day farmed. DeFi's still at about $1.70. I was getting $170 a day just in that farm alone off of 3K. So I claimed some of it because you can't claim it all, and I just sold it right away and put it into USDC and waited again.
Wow.
Tim,
this is what you do with both. Sorry, Nate.
Tim, where do the funds come from? So in farming, so let the viewers know, where do the funds come from? Do they just come out of thin air? Do they come from people trading? Do they come from like, how do we get these 30,000% API?
So the coins come from their circulation, obviously. So right now there's about 3 million coins in circulation for DeFi, and there will eventually be 250 million. So you have to take that into consideration versus how the price will appreciate and everything. My math, by the end of this year, because I still think we're about to see $50 plus DeFi with the cross chain if the markets hold up enough. That will only be about a 20 million circulation at the end of the year. But as it keeps going up, you'll want to start selling out of DeFi because the circulation will start going up. You will not see these farms with these high percentages as DeFi becomes more, well, if I hope DeFi becomes what it is, you'll be down to your 1 inch and your sushi type stuff where you've got maybe 40, 50% stuff like that. Obviously, the funds come from, or the money value in the coin comes from what people appreciate it and trade it at. So obviously, you have to factor that in too. But the percentages are to entice you in. They will eventually come down to a reasonable ones. Some of the more very popular farms in DeFi are at 40%. But something like a Mematic, that's a Matic stable coin that they still want to garnish more people. And they want you to provide liquidity, right? So that's why. If you pair up the liquidity token, then they know that you've locked in some liquidity for them to allow people to come in and not get gauged, mutilated on a trade that has low liquidity. By you providing more liquidity, it stabilizes their network, brings more people in. It's just this synergy, right? Did that help or no? Sometimes I feel like
doesn't it kind of sound? Okay,
most people.
Here's my thought on this. Okay, they're providing 1,900%, and this is why. As people bring in more money, they can take that money that's coming in and give it to other people and say, "Oh yes, you're earning 1,900%." But when people stop coming in, then the percentage goes down only because the liquidity has now gone down.
But I mean, the reason you're making money on BlockFi is the same way. They're playing with your money.
That's right.
That's the only way you're getting Bitcoin back, because Bitcoin has no staking or anything. So when you're earning on Bitcoin, they are in essence borrowing your Bitcoin to do stuff and stuff. So I would be surprised if what you just said is true. And if I found that out, I wouldn't have a problem because I'm still earning how many a day in DeFi. But no, I very well think what you said could be true. But I definitely think it's this synergy. But there's also that synergy that you just see. Like, number one, they're trying to get people in. They're a new exchange. But as it goes down, you won't see. I mean, that farming already for the Mematic DeFi, I started at 100 DeFi a day, and I'm down to about 65. I'm not kicking dirt yet. That's amazing. But I'm just saying, like, you see it come down because it's only a few days. But yeah, it's just this synergy, right? By you providing liquidity, they know you have locked liquidity in it. So therefore they're making money on, and then you're also making 0.03% on the liquidity providing. But yeah, it's a bank that shares their wealth with you as opposed to taking it all from you, right? Don't
you think though that's how it works in traditional banking too, kind of, doesn't it?
To an extent, like a savings account, yes, or a credit union. A credit union is better, but you only get what, 1.5% with the best savings account that a bank could give you. Does anyone know? Like, can anyone give me a good savings account percentage now?
So at EQ Bank right now is one of the highest percentage givers, and they give 1.25.
Okay.
When I was first using them 3 years ago, they were giving 2.43.
Wow.
Sorry, 2.75. And then they've just brought it down. But that's only because the markets, they can't lend money out as high as they used to. As interest rates drop, they can't give money back. And that's exactly what you're talking about. They can't give money to others because they're not getting as much. Now,
Right.
see, I was trying to attribute farming to staking. So if you stake EOS or you stake ARC or you stake Lisk, each time a block gets verified, there's a reward, and that's why people get coins for staking. So I just didn't really understand.
It just comes down to liquidity, right? The number one thing in all of crypto that we finally like had this, I think we've all collectively talked about this aha moment, because you see even like Elon Musk joking, oh, I sold Bitcoin to test liquidity, right? Like that's the biggest fears with corporations and stuff, and Michael Saylor and all this is the liquidity side of like, if you've got to sell millions and millions, like whale money, you want liquidity. So all these centralized exchanges, that's their biggest problem, is they need locked liquidity. And you can't lock it for, well, you can do, there is such thing as locking liquidity for 6 months and stuff like this. I won't do that yet because, you know, we're just not established enough. But that's the whole thing. DEXs are trying to incentivize you to stick with them and provide liquidity with them, and they will incentivize with you. So good question, though, because, yeah, it's staking. It's not the exact same for sure.
Vereena's asked a couple of times this question: has anybody else had troubles trying to take her Matic to withdraw Matic to MetaMask, but she can't?
The question is, Vereena, where are you trying to withdraw from?
Ascendex.
You are trying. So and she paired up the Meta. You paired up the Matic chain. You made sure it was Matic chain.
Yeah, it says that they're doing an update on MetaMask. Has anybody else seen that?
It could be.
I mean, they're always you can't, half the time you can't withdraw because they're doing wallet maintenance and stuff like this. That's the problem with central exchanges, right? You're stuck sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Mark wants to know if your shirt says Led Zeppelin or Triumph.
Whose?
Yours is the only one that looks like it's printed.
Ninja Turtle.
It says turtle.
Ninja Turtle. Neither one. There you go.
And my little cousin.
Oh, that's
he's
amazing.
To get into crypto, and he said he was going to try to tune in. So.
Oh, that's amazing. And it looks Journey's in the house, and I think Nelson joined us a little while ago. Journey wants to know if that's hockey, and yes, it's hockey. So Ryan, do we have a score on the game at all?
I haven't even been paying attention. It's a commercial break, so give me 2 minutes.
Oh, it's a commercial break.
Ryan, I've been watching it. I've been watching your little screen there. I'm like,
hey, I feel like it's not a crypto night in Canada unless Journey throws out an H-bar throw.
I know, Journey. What's going on?
He's slowing down.
Well, first of all, he forgot about tonight's stream. He's probably like every other Canadian, having a beer and watching the hockey game. But you know, it is what it is, right? So, Owen and Jason Spooner say it's 0-0 at the end of the first period.
Wow, Montreal sucks right now, badly.
How can they really? They suck when it hasn't done anything yet.
They got destroyed game one so bad. They're not even coming back with any like anger in them. Like, this is mind blowing. They're 0-0. They haven't scored 1 point. I don't know.
Oh man. Well, this has been really, really informative. I feel like I've got to go back and do some more due diligence because I feel like I'm out of the loop a little bit. And I think the whole bit about safety was an important one tonight. And the whole Binance piece, while unfortunate, it doesn't mean it stops anything.
I really think it's better in the long run for people to start getting even like to push them further and further to get more into the decentralized side, or like more taking care of your stuff, you know, like Nate, and having your cold wallet and stuff like that. Like that's where eventually you have to go.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wanted just to let everybody know that we've been editing the second part of the Nate Palmatier video. It's really coming along. I'm just doing the thumbnail now and all that stuff. And so it was a really good example of how to dollar cost average. The only problem is that we filmed it so long ago that we were talking about the Binance coin. I'm not sure that anybody's going to want to. It's just an example.
Just throw that edit in there. I have a question, though, because I don't know the next time I'll have a chance to actually talk to Nate. I hope you keep coming on, Nate. I love the video you did, by the way, on budgeting. Tim and Nancy Danter's channel. Go check it out. Wicked video. I didn't know about that RRSP little thing that you could do, too, Nate. That was really awesome. But, Nate, I have to ask you this question because I made a weird little swing trade of my own in the past few days. Tell me, I know you're like one of the diehards on it. Tell me more about where you're thinking your Litecoin's going. Dude.
Litecoin, yeah, I knew it.
Tell me.
Dude, Redbeard commented earlier about Litecoin, and I was like, yes, someone is asking about it. And you know what? I am, you know how you love silver? And you're like, you know what? Gold is so expensive, but I can just pick up so much silver and it has so much liquidity and I can just get rid of it whenever I want. And it's cheap to get rid of. And you know what? Litecoin is the same. Litecoin has this massive network, massive. Did you know? Yeah, you guys can tell I'm getting excited here. Did you know that Litecoin is accepted by more vendors in the world than even Bitcoin? You can buy goods with Litecoin more than you can with Bitcoin. The Litecoin network is just as big as the Bitcoin network, and it's cheap, man. It's cheap. So today I swapped my BNB for Bitcoin and then transferred it over to my wallet. It wasn't even much. It was $70 in BNB. It cost me $25 to move it.
Oh.
That same transaction with Litecoin would have been like 14 cents. I don't know, man. And it just moves up with Bitcoin as well. Sure, it's like $200. But as Bitcoin raises, so does Litecoin. It's more of like a cash settlement, though, I would say. So if you want to buy like gift cards, if you want to get all in on this and buy gift cards, you can go to coincards.com and you can buy gift cards with Litecoin. You can send it to your friends quickly. And I don't know, I just love it. There's a pretty big Litecoin community as well. And they're pretty silent.
Do you know why
they're not as big as the?
Do you know why more places accept the Litecoin though? Because it's quicker to transfer it to the exchange and cash it in than it is to take a Bitcoin payment and then transfer it to an exchange to get your value at that point in time.
Yeah,
well, that's worth something.
100%.
Yeah,
but it's worth something if people want to use it.
If they want to use it,
use it. You need to use it though, right? So you can hodl onto it, and if you would have hodled onto it for the last 5 years and just dollar cost averaged in, you'd be doing pretty well right now. You'd probably have like.
Well, I will say, Nate, I'm not sure if you were looking at Ryan's face while you were talking about that, but he was getting a big smirky smile on his face because he loves the Litecoin too.
No, Nancy, I don't know if Tim told you. I was talking to Tim before the show. So 2 or 3 days ago, obviously in the last 2 days, we saw ETH. Well, everything kind of went up. ETH and Litecoin went up, though, pretty nicely. Litecoin went up 2 days in a row. ETH only went up. Litecoin did well. Anyway, I sold every dime of my ETH, all like 5.5 coins, and I bought almost 100 odd, less than 100, but almost 100 Litecoin. The very next day, Litecoin goes up like crazy. The next day, Litecoin comes up like crazy. ETH does not follow it at all. So I swap it back to my ETH. I made I was very, I mean, it wasn't a ton. It was less than $1,000.
Nice swing.
But yeah, quick swing on that, dude. I loved Litecoin for that, man. For the swing trades, considering how well it follows Bitcoin, I'll probably not invest in Bitcoin because I don't have enough money to actually take advantage of a swing trade. But with Litecoin, because it's a little bit more volatile, you can make a little bit of money with a lot less invested. And so lesson learned on that. And I'm probably going to be playing with Litecoin a lot, to be honest. Probably.
Heck.
I think it was about a month ago. I was playing with Litecoin and I was putting the updates online, letting everybody know that they could make.
You were. I remember you doing that and telling people. And we're like, dude, you're nuts. You're nuts.
$15 swings. Yeah. And I had 5 coins.
That's funny.
So
hey,
swings every day, so.
Yeah. Hey, Tim Perry. Journey said his mom actually gave him money to buy a ledger for his birthday. So he's locking up his H-bar. And then he said he's going to get it on Friday. He can't wait.
That's a good mom.
And then Dalge said, go Canadians. Did the Canadians just score?
No. Tampa did.
Oh.
Verena.
Oh, no. Sorry. I'm looking at no, it's still 0-0. I was looking at game 1 for Tampa. Sorry, guys. Still 0-0. No, we're good. It's still a total no-show for the teams today.
So when exchanges suspend withdrawal options and stuff, Verena, I know Owen touched on it. Yeah, they not only will that's a very common thing, but I've noticed lately more and more as more chains start trading and stuff, you're seeing a lot more arbitrage opportunities, and obviously bots are catching on to them faster. And I've noticed now, like, if there's a coin on between KuCoin and Binance that's always 20%, you could literally rinse, wash, repeat over and over and over and gain 20% gains. But they clued into it, so now that wallet's been withdrawn for the last like 2 months straight. You couldn't withdraw out of that coin because you can just move to KuCoin, get 20%, rebuy lower over on the other end, and keep doing that. So as you see more chains open, you see a lot more arbitrage opportunities. Because I think I told you guys that one time that I got in on ZSwap. ZSwap on Binance chain on PancakeSwap was 50% cheaper than it was on AscendX.
Oh.
So I made $1,000 in like 5 seconds. It was crazy.
That is crazy. There was a comment here. Belge says, I'm in a bind. I have a lot on Binance. I have a lot in Binance. This stream has been very helpful. Great, because we want everybody to get themselves into a safe position, especially if you live here in Ontario. Well, and even if you don't.
There's no need to panic, anybody. Guys, you have till the December 31st to get your coins out of there. You just can't do margin trading or anything anymore or anything like that. It's what I know. I haven't even gone in to find out. But I know my buddies have said, they're like, oh, we're already prevented from margin trading.
There's been some speculation that they might remove that from the Ontario market so that they can actually keep Binance here.
Oh, okay. Oh,
will they? I don't know, but it's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, I know that's already been the one that's been canceled. So that could make some sense. But from what I know, from the intel I got, there's companies that I wouldn't be surprised if this is a Coinbase move, because Coinbase is coming to Ontario. And I wouldn't be surprised if Coinbase, I mean, this is all political, guys. Everything's always political. All you put a little line in the politicians' pockets, they'll make sure Binance is gone, and we'll let Coinbase come right in, guys. We got rid of all the competition for you.
Yeah, so, no, it's crazy.
And Coinbase just came out today and said that they're basically going to try to add as many coins as physically possible to their stuff. So it looks like they're trying to take over the North American market and make sure that they have no competition. That's just a theory. That's just
what the funny thing is about Coinbase though was that they were going to add Shiba to their exchange, but they were afraid they couldn't handle the inflow. Dude,
Shiba lives rent free in your brain, doesn't it?
They couldn't handle the inflow. They put it on there, but then you couldn't trade it.
Shiba Night in Canada.
Shiba Night in Canada.
Rent free. Oh my goodness.
Wait till I get my shirt.
Hey, what? You guys know what the top coin was today in the top 100? What's the top coin?
Oh my gosh! If you say Doge, I'm gonna. I don't know. Was it Doge again?
Down today.
I wonder if Tim Perry's still holding
right now. No, give me recommendations. I need to know right now. What am I doing with my Doge? You guys tell. I'm indifferent. I don't even care about my Doge right now. Hold it, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm just like, hold it, or it turns to nothing, or dust, or just transfer to, like, I don't know. Hold it at this point.
Hold it.
The prophecy to the dollar, it has to be fulfilled. I feel like it's the prophecy.
I feel like it has to be, and if it gets fulfilled, I'm going to make it really well.
But that's if mascot little Musk decides that he wants to keep pumping all these coins and stuff. So who knows? I feel like it's heavily dependent on Musk continuing to like talk about Doge, but I feel like he lost a lot of steam talking about ejaculate type coins. So
well, you know.
Coin of today.
What was it?
Coin of today was Telecoin.
What?
Telecoin.
Oh, Telecoin. Yeah.
Telecoin jumped 20% today, and it's been up 30% over the last week.
They're integrating huge with Matic right now. They just did something with QuickSwap, and I don't even know because I just saw it in passing, but everyone went nuts about it. So whatever it was, they're up to something.
Yeah, well, and Keto Lyons asking about anybody got any updates about XRP. Listen, I think it took a breather when Haas went on vacation. It's probably a good thing. Let him settle down, and then he'll come back and he'll be all about telling us. But does anybody else know any news about XRP?
Yeah, it's down.
The SEC, you mean?
We'll get an update with Haas when he comes back for sure. Anyways, this has been really, really great. Has everybody got any big plans for Canada Day?
People keep thinking the Binance thing's FUD. It's not FUD. I went into Binance and literally got a notice that I'm in Ontario and stuff. So just beware, guys, that sometimes there is negative information that comes out. You just guys gotta, China, they literally I don't know with China, actually. I can't say it's for sure. But I mean, a lot of their mining stuff has been sent to Kazakhstan and stuff. So it looks like it'll replace and it's still going to rebuild, but just there is sometimes face the facts, guys. There's going to be a lot of negative stuff coming out because of they're going to want to regulate this. I saw that coming. I think anybody else who's been following it knew that they weren't just going to we're going to open the doors and be like, crypto, come on right in, disrupt our $1 trillion, banking system and stuff, or quadrillion, just run us right over. They want a piece of the pie. It's going to happen, and you got to be prepared for the waves.
Yeah, I guess that was Chris DeWalt's comment. It's all FUD so far, so we've answered that question. And I think there was a couple of other people. Nelson saying Binance news is real, and then Owen said the XRP case got delayed till October, so that's why it took a little bit of a hit. So.
Everything's getting delayed in the States. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they're doing that on purpose. I think they're getting their ducks in a row.
How come Square can squeak through and be operational?
How come Coinbase is coming to Ontario and all of a sudden we get this news about Binance and possibly KuCoin? And I think, and like I said, the UK is also moving in on Binance. It's all coordinated too.
Of course it is.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And that's how sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Sometimes that's how you can gauge how the market is, because for a while there it was good news after good news and we're all going crazy, and now all we hear is bad news. And obviously, yes, some of it is FUD, but that's how you gauge the market. So when you start seeing better news, then you know that maybe I should be in position again, because clearly the media, they're all trying to pump it back up again.
Yep. And it has been better news. I've been hearing it even with the YouTubers are talking, and it's better news. So
Riley's definitely not wrong, but that so far it's still leveraged stuff with Ontario. But yeah, I agree. It does seem a little bit, but who knows? But it still seems to be along the same lines, right? So
yeah,
sometimes you gotta try to see what's coming first, so you're ready for it.
Yeah. And Moonbright says, who owns Coinbase is the answer.
Oh, I can't remember their names.
Brian.
Anyways.
Well, it's public now.
Brian.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll sort of come to a bit of an end here with Owen, who says he says all the Shiba articles I read is always good news. So and oh geez, that wasn't I was gonna say it ended in good news, and now it says also 1-0 to Tampa Bay. So anyways.
Oh, lightning struck.
Anyways, thank you guys so much yet again for your time. I hope everybody has a happy Canada Day tomorrow, and you have a little bit of fun with your families and friends. Ryan, thanks so much, folks. If you want to find Ryan, he's at the HiRye channel. Nate has got Nate Palmatier, and he's got videos that come out. Are you still filming, even though I haven't seen it in the last little bit? Are you still filming, even though you've been moving?
I've been moving, so I threw up a short, but yeah, I haven't been filming. I got to figure out a studio in this farmhouse. I got to
I know, it's crazy, eh?
Actually.
Yeah.
Don't go to the basement in the farmhouse. Bad things happen.
That's right. That's a horror movie waiting to happen.
All those horror movies start.
Anyways, or Children of the Corn, and you've got 10 of them, so keep them out of the cornfield. Anyways, Ken, thank you so much for your time. And as always, Tim Perry, you're the bestest. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Enjoy. See you next week.